What's up, geniuses? Welcome back to For the Record. I'm your host, Rob Markman. Now, 2019 is winding down, and you know this is my favorite time of year because we get to look back at the past 12 months and pick out our favorite things, all right? Now, you know Genius pays extra special attention to Lyricist, and if you know anything about me, you know I love a rapper's rapper. So we teamed up with HP, and we're bringing you the Lyricist of the Year Bracket Challenge, okay? Starting today, December 2nd, all the way through December 11th, you can go to Genius's Instagram stories and you vote and you decide who's going to be the Genius Community's Lyricist of the Year, okay? But you know I had to get in on the action. So we got our HP Spectre laptop. We got a show today. We got an empty bracket and we're going to fill it all out. So I got a few of my friends, my homies, my esteemed colleagues to help me out. First up, we have Hovain Hylton, the co-owner of Cinematic Management. What's up, man? Welcome.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Nah, man. Thanks for coming through. Had a really good year this year. Y'all had I saw Lil Kel just got a gold plaque.
By the time this airs, he'll be platinum.
Jesus.
Lil Flip De Niro, double platinum.
Crazy.
You know, we out here.
Working, man. Definitely, man. We want your input and your insight on this Lyricist of the Year combo.
You, man.
Next up, we have my man, my longtime friend, Brian B.dot Miller.
What's up, man?
Yep, man. Listen, man. The co-creator of the Rap Radio podcast.
That's true.
And MTV's lead music correspondent. Who is more qualified to you than to have an opinion on this Lyricist of the Year?
I like to think so, too.
Okay. But we actually do have somebody more qualified.
Oh, man.
We have Scottie Beam sitting right next to me, co-host of the Black Girl Podcast and Netflix Rhythm and Flow, the Aftershow. Scottie, what's up?
Hey, Rob. I'm happy to be here.
You good? I'm happy to have you. I know we're going to have some heated debates.
Don't get on my nerves.
I just want y'all to know we all friends. Before we might not be friends after this. We might have to take a break into 2020.
Right.
But I definitely want y'all to have y'all up here and we're going to debate this.
Me and Scottie wore the same thing together just because.
I didn't get the message.
Well, wait till they see your bracket and who you picked as a winner. They're going to see like you just ain't on the same page as the rest of us.
Yeah.
But before we get into this, I want to walk through the criteria of the artists that were chosen for this bracket, all right? Like
yes,
I said,
please.
This is a fan. The fans are voting. This is the Genius community. We rounded up 16 Lyricists of the Year. Very diverse class. Different types of lyricism, and we're going to get into it. So, in order to be on this bracket, the artist must have released a project in 2019, okay? An album, a mixtape, a compilation, something. Give me something in 2019, all right? That means that top lyricists like, look, Kendrick, one of the top guys of all time. Drake, also in that category. Pusha T, all-time great. Nicki Minaj, Royce the 5'9", Black Thought, and others are not in this combo because, quite simply, as of November 19th when we shot this, there wasn't a full project to speak of, okay?
That's fair.
And the idea is that each of these artists represents some type of lyrical excellence, while some solely judge on, metaphors and similes. There's a lot of other lyrical devices like wordplay, storytelling, personification, overall song structure that we look at when choosing artists, okay? So we put the 16 lyricists into a bracket, and there's 1 seeds, there's 2 seeds, there's 3 seeds, there's 4 seeds, and how that was determined was by the 2019 Genius page views to decide the seating for each artist. So artists like Logic, Young Thug, Chance the Rapper, and J. Cole are all 1 seeds based off of the page views that their lyrics generated and brought people to Genius so they could look up and see what they were saying, break down the bars and stuff like that, all right?
Sense.
And we're going to come out of laptop mode. We're going to go into tablet mode.
It's like something out of the Jetsons.
Yeah, I got my stylist here.
Okay.
And then we just going to fill out this bracket together. Y'all ready?
Fire.
Let's do it.
I don't even know where to start. Some of these are like really tough matchups, right? But I think we got to go with J. Cole. I think we got to start with J. Cole. He's the number 1 seed. When we talk about what's going on lyrically in hip hop in 2019, the conversation kind of starts with J. Cole.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not many will argue that. And in the first round, this is a tough first round matchup. It's
very
J.
tough.
Cole versus Benny the Butcher, who really, I think, kind of set up with Tana Talk 3. I think with the plugs I met, like the coming out party. If you're not on Benny the Butcher after 2019, it's something wrong with you.
That's a fact.
So J. Cole, number 1 seed versus Benny the Butcher, number 4 seed. Scottie, talk about it. Well, I know you like Dreamville.
Yeah, no, I love Dreamville. I'm, of course, going to say J. Cole simply because of the range. J. Cole this year, and I guess also last year, we're adding to that, too. You said December?
This year? No, January. Let me just keep it 2019.
Okay, so I will say that he definitely gave me a range of different J. Cole's. Like he stepped outside of what you thought J. Cole could only do. And that's the only thing that I'm standing on right now as far as J. Cole versus Benny the Butcher. Because Benny the Butcher is an incredible lyricist, absolutely. But I've only seen one dimension.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go straight, J. Cole.
And just real quick, just to add on, B.dot, and we're gonna get to you, J. Cole's year. I mean, he had kind of 6 really significant features and contributions to the Revenge of the Dreamers 3 compilation. So that kind of fulfills his album requirement, right? Like that contribution. But also, he featured on the Young Thug's The London song that propelled Young Thug even to new heights, right?
Purple emoji.
Purple emojis with Ty Dolla $ign, Prove It with Big Crit,
Gangstar.
Family and Loyalty with Gangstar.
Yep.
How Did I Get Here with Offset, Shea Butter Baby with Ari Lennox.
Come on.
Plus his own, this is what I really appreciate about Cole, his own Middle Child single went 4 times platinum, was number 4 in the Billboard Hot 100. That made me proud as a rap fan because that's a pure rap song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think in a lot of days where the art of rap isn't as appreciated as much and everybody is venturing into melody, for him to have such a big single with Middle Child and it have just be pure bars was super dope.
Variety.
Yeah, that category was harder than the SATs between Benny the Butcher and J. Cole because for all those things you just mentioned, I just felt like continuing to 2019, he just continued on what he started off with. And it's hard. I really enjoyed Plugs I Met with Benny, but I think I'm gonna have to just give it to Cole.
Hovain, man, we talked backstage. I seen your bracket. Hovain, you feel a little bit different, man. Talk about it.
Yo, listen, man, I love J. Cole. Hats off. He did everything he needed to do this year. He connected with the fans. He rapped on other producers' beats. But for me, it was kind of like, it was like Michael Jordan adjusting his game a little bit. He's established. He's he came back with a jump shot. And he was like, oh, okay, you got a fadeaway now. That's dope. For somebody to be a rookie, kind of like I would compare Benny to like Allen Iverson when he came in.
Right.
You got to do a lot to get noticed. You have to go super hard. He rapped with the elites. He rapped with Black Thought. He rapped with Pusha T. Anybody who people said they were lyrical, he was on a song with them and outperformed some of them, most of them. So I think that just for him being a relatively new person to the masses, if you didn't know him last year, you know him this year. He did that with no gimmicks, no purple hair. He did that with lyricism.
Talk about hair. No, one of the things.
I'm just saying.
One of the things about Benny, my favorite Benny lyric this year, and it kind of encapsulates what really makes him dope, is when he said on Crown for Kings, before I knew an A&R, I was weighing hard. Back when Nicki Minaj was in the training bar. You play this game, you better play it hard. The judge will give you life, and later that day, he's going to be playing golf.
Right.
Like, to me, that's, first of all, the wordplay is there, the rhymes, the multi-syllabic rhyme scheme, right? Back when Nicki Minaj is in the training bar, it's just a good rap line. So that's the punchline, right? So he gives you the punchline, the shit that grabs your attention. And then he makes a real, reference about society and the inadequacies in the justice system. The judge would give you life and later that day be playing golf. So he kind of gave you the thing as a rap fan to be like, oh, that was dope, but really made
some
society.
Medicine he snuck some medicine in ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, J. Cole does that too, though.
No.
Yeah,
it's not, all I'm saying is J. Cole is already J. Cole. In 2019, people already know who J. Cole is. So now it's just all right, this guy came out of obscurity, except to the underground fans who've been following him for a couple years, and he established himself amongst these greats.
But I love Plugs I Met. I'm not taking nothing away from it, but none of those songs have really rose to prominence like how Cole's records have done. And not to say, Cole's obviously the biggest star, but I don't think none of those records from Benny have.
This is about lyricism, not about the masses.
That's true.
Talk about
That's true, but I just feel like that's important, so we can't forget that part.
Talk about it.
100%.
I think, but you're going with Benny. Are you picking Benny to win this whole thing? Like, if this was the Hovain bracket, is Benny the Butcher your guy? Is he your Cinderella?
It'd be Benny, Wale, 1A and 1B. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I respect it because
I would have Pusha T on my list too. I would have Rick Ross.
Right.
Fonte.
I think you make a strong case for Fonte. I think Pusha be just not dropping an album this year. I think what Little Brother did on Made the Lord Watch is amazing.
Crazy.
But in terms of this bracket, it feels like J. Cole, right?
I'm going
with respect to the good brother Hovain.
I'm going with Benny.
You're going with Benny? I think you've been outvoted.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to go.
We're going J. Cole?
Yeah.
But we love Benny, though. I think when you think back in 2019, you're gonna be like, J. Cole had a really good year.
Let's go into this next bracket right here real quick. Megan Thee Stallion, YBN Cordae. What do y'all think, man? Some of these we're gonna move through a little bit faster. Some of these we're gonna like really zone in on. But Megan and YBN Cordae, standout year for Megan, like defining year. I think a celebratory year for women in hip hop in general for who are out rapping most of the guys, without a doubt. And then you have YBN Cordae, who I think last year not a lot of people knew who he was unless you were really paying attention to the Hi, My Name Is freestyle or the J. Cole freestyle that he did, but really came out and delivered a solid project with Lost Boy. This is tough for me.
How was it tough for you?
Wow.
To do this, because I think Megan is dope. Cordae surprised me with that album. I like Cordae's album and body of work.
More than Megan?
More than The Fever.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. But it's not to say anything. Megan had an amazing year with all the features and whatever. So it's like when you weigh the two, it's like, what do you put more weight on?
I think when you put Megan on a song, she owns it, and she's proven to do that throughout this year.
Also, more of her lines stick to your ribs.
Yeah.
And she also, right now, and it's so soon, but she also has a signature flow.
Yeah.
If people listen to her, you can listen to her flow, and it's, it might get tired later on, but right now it's a Megan Thee Stallion flow,
and
I
like she's not going to switch it up,
right? Absolutely. But I love that she already has a signature flow, and she's really good at rapping, freestyling.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Scottie. Like when I love the album, The Fever, and also like when them freestyles, man. Like I'm attentive when she's listening, like when she's rapping, like I'm all ears. So I just think she had a great banner year. And when it comes to Lyricist in 2019, I think she has it over YBN. No disrespect to YBN, but
Hovain, Megan.
Oh boy,
they got me convinced. I was on the fence, but y'all make some excellent points.
I was on the fence. Now listening to the two experts we have here, I think I'm gonna go with Megan over YBN.
Okay,
I'm changing. I'm changing.
We're gonna fill this in right here. Let's move around a little bit. In a matchup over here, this is a 2-3 matchup, Offset and JID. Now, Offset really, Father 4 showed that he has substance. I think when people thought they had him pegged and the Migos pegged as kind of one-trick ponies, Offset really showed out. And then you got JID, who, just like Cole, had 6 significant features and contributions to the Revenge of the Dreamers 3, plus his own features and I already know where Scottie's going with it. So just
no, because as far
we don't got to spend a lot of time here.
but as far as rhyme schemes are concerned, JID has it. You know what I'm saying? Subject matter. Both of them had great subject matter, but you get variety with JID. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Way more variety. I'm not saying that Offset isn't expanding, because he definitely is. But as far as breathing on a track, you know what I'm saying? Everything that JID does, it's right. So I have to say JID. I'm sorry.
Say less. Let's go.
I'm going with JID too, man. Only just for the fact that he has that record, 151.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like, talk about lyrical acrobats, man. Like I ran that back so many times when I first heard it, and that really impressed me. So I'm just going with JID, man.
Dope. Hovain, I'm
going with JID. I want to go with Set. I fuck with Offset music. Real heavy, super lyrical, more than people think, but I'm gonna go with JID. JID is super.
Okay, and then we're gonna go up to Logic and Young M.A. Logic dropped 2 albums this year. He dropped one as a soundtrack to his Supermarket book, but that was kind of more of an alternative. It wasn't really a rap album. Then he dropped Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and went on tour with that. And then Young M.A. dropped Her Story in the Making. Really 2 different styles of rap.
Severely.
Over here. Like so really depends on what you value and where you see the value. This is tough for me too, because I like both MCs for different reasons. I think M.A., I think she just showed me something new while this is about Logic's 5th or 6th project. Right. And I can't discount his lyricism. Like M.A. just drew me into who she is and her story with this album.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like Logic's projects kind of slid underneath the radar.
Yeah.
And Young M.A. kind of shot out a little bit more this time.
He had a #1 album though.
It did.
Let's not discount that. Logic had a #1 album and a best-selling book that has nothing to do with lyricism. But he had the #1 album. Go ahead, Scottie.
No, I mean he's always gonna he is. But I'm gonna say Young M.A. because I think she's a better rapper. And also Logic, to me, every time I listen, I feel like he is trying so hard to get the lyricist of the year. There's
Right.
people, you ever see that?
Right.
You do too many acrobats and you're like, all right, I'm tired of this.
You know what? I hear that.
And there's no subject,
that.
and the subject matter is kind of the same. It's mundane. It's the same thing over and over.
Did you know he's mixed?
Yo,
I like the subject
be
matter,
blown
man,
away,
on just like the ill effects of social media, and stuff like that. And we're seeing it now. Now that Instagram is taking out the likes. It's not due to logic, but you know what I'm saying? It's a real like mark on where we are in society.
I definitely think he's talented.
No, he
though.
definitely
He's
can rap.
definitely talented.
I was more excited about MA this year. Damn,
like
the rap pack is
aggressive.
gonna kill me. Right.
I'm going with
Aggressive
Younger Man.
bars.
All right, we go Young M.A. Shout out to Logic though.
Of course.
Let's move over to the other side of the bracket. I want to get through some of these quickly. This is a tough one. This might be the toughest matchup of the whole thing. Another 2-3 matchup with DaBaby and 2 Chainz.
It's not that tough.
Really?
DaBaby, look,
It's
man.
not that tough. 2019 is not that tough.
Okay.
It belonged to DaBaby. 2 Chainz had a great project in 2018.
Rapper go to the league.
Yes.
And the last album was like super. I had super high expectations going into the rapper, going into the league. There's a couple joints on there, but not what DaBaby did. DaBaby showing different flows, different cadences, high energy. He's like my new Ludacris.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody who's lyrical, not afraid to be himself, be comical. You know what I'm saying? Great videos.
They're both great at setup and punchline. Setup and
Yeah,
punchline.
yeah.
Setup and punchline.
Yep.
I think DaBaby was just better at it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm sorry, I
yeah,
didn't
no,
cut you
go
off,
ahead.
but I feel like DaBaby just had a higher volume than 2 Chainz. I really enjoyed Rapper Go to the League.
Well, he dropped Baby on Baby and he
Yeah.
dropped Kirk.
And especially his verse on Under the Sun, the Dreamville project.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. He stole
A lot
the
of
show.
people. A lot of people was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
he can really rap." Right?
That was crazy. That when that moment when he dropped the Under the Sun verse and everybody was like, "Oh my God, Baby could rap."
he been
Really made
rapping.
me feel like most of y'all wasn't listening
Yeah, I
because
wasn't
he been
listening.
rapping.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like,
So I really value where he's at right now in the game, and I got to give it to DaBaby.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
As
Okay.
of today, 2019.
I love 2 Chainz.
I love
True.
I love.
let's go to Baby.
Okay.
All right, Chance to Rap in Rapsody.
Why are you looking at me for?
I don't know.
You were mentioned on the
Come
album.
on. Yeah, let's talk about Rapsody. I haven't written down here because she has some choice words for you, my friend.
No way. What did she say?
On a record called Cleo of her album Eve, she said, "Now they say an elite, on to the next. I don't take time to address opinions that ain't Ninth, Dre, or Jay-Z. Only rap radars I need are them and the streets.
She said that?
Be careful of the validations y'all seek."
Wow. I guess I have no opinion in this one, right?
Pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good.
pretty cool, right? Now, shouts to Rapsody, but in this category, I think I'm going to give it to her.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to Over Chance.
Maturity.
I mean, I've grown.
Growth.
Do you really feel that way? It's because it's the shot and you just know Mosh. You don't
No,
want
no,
no,
no.
you
I
can't
think
handle another.
I don't.
I think she put out a decent project this year. And
Decent.
Decent is crazy.
It was a lot of music. It was a decent project.
Yo, Eve.
It was good.
Eve is in my top 5
What's wrong?
albums.
When did decent
this
become
year.
bad?
Decent?
Okay, I
Because
just-
we use fire all the time.
Alright.
So why didn't you say fire?
It was fire.
Thank you.
I hear
it's
another
crazy.
diss coming.
I know. Just
I'll go
crazy.
Rapsody.
Rhapsody, Scotty.
Rhapsody.
Rap. All right, we're gonna go Rhapsody over Chance.
Eve was fire.
Shout out to Chance.
I didn't know decent was
I
bad.
just can't with you today.
What?
All right.
Decent is like saying mid. Like
Yeah, it was decent. Like,
It was good.
Yeah, decent is a
I'll
little-
find another
little-
adjective.
Let's go. In this next matchup, another 2-3 matchup: Denzel Curry and Wale.
That was tough.
Because Denzel is, I think as far as newer generations, Denzel is really one of the leader of the packs. I feel like if we go into this antiquated kind of thing of like the streets versus the internet, like if you're in the quote unquote streets, Denzel may not be on your radar, but he is really moving the needle.
Yeah.
And Zoo was a dope project.
I really enjoyed Zoo, but when I think about 2019 and Wale, what he did with this album, wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. Like Wale stepped it up tenfold.
he's an
Especially-
author for real.
Yeah. Right.
Like he makes Black authors like Toni Morrison and James Baldwin happy and proud.
Right.
And I especially listening to this last project.
Did you talk with James Baldwin?
No, I feel like that's what I feel like. Though. That's why it's so insightful. It was beautiful. It was beautifully like written, and
Yes.
so I have to say, Wale, just off the strength of that last project.
Yeah. There's a lot of
It's
Easter
really
eggs
good.
in that album
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Like you gotta re-listen to that album. Like, oh, I missed that. I caught that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, like on Nina when he said to be black and talented, all I ever been. took a tour to France while my partners was somewhere pedaling. Is dog.
That's some raps.
That boy go rap. Wale, you going Wale?
Wale.
You said for you it was either Wale or Benny the Butcher.
For this whole thing,
For this whole thing.
Wale dropped a couple EPs too. That was fire.
Man.
He got a song with J. Cole. That's fire. The boy, like,
that was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was good.
Wale. Okay. All right. Finally, in round 1, Young Thug versus Freddie Gibbs, man.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah,
Freddie
it's a
Gibbs.
no-brainer, man.
Freddie Gibbs.
B.dot, man.
Yes.
I know you're a big Gibbs supporter, man. Go ahead.
This is a no-brainer. I think it's Freddie Gibbs, hands down. I feel like Bandana's my favorite project of the year. He killed it with the freestyles on LA Leakers. Did you listen to that? I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. Freddie Gibbs all day.
Do we feel like we're discounting Thug? Thug was a 1 seed based off of his page traffic.
I like Thug a lot.
So Much Fun
Absolutely.
was his most successful album. And I think because a lot of his stuff is like melody and the style, it's so style heavy that a lot of people don't really get into what he's saying.
Which is
but
why
Thug
people
is
look,
a rapper.
But that's why people look at Genius to make sure that
They heard what they thought
right,
they heard.
heard what they heard, making sure that they read the lyrics.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I do believe that he had a lot of people, coming on his page. But as far as subject matter, like we keep talking about storytelling, like all these things like that, Freddie Gibbs got it.
Yeah.
That might be, for a lot of people, I know for our fan base who are voting, just because of the popularity of Thug and how much people love Thug and the year that he's had an amazing year. That's a first round upset, I think, for a lot of people. But Gibbs, if you're gonna lose to somebody, you lose to Gibbs. Ain't no shame in that. Let's move into some of these later rounds. Like I said, man, we gotta make the tough choices over here. Let's just keep it with Gibbs, right?
Let's do it.
Gibbs versus Wale.
I'm out of this.
Gibbs versus Wale.
I'm out of that.
I'm going Wale, man.
Wale over Freddie Gibbs.
Wale's a super lyrical rapper. He has great albums in the past, but I think he topped himself with this album, previous EPs. So it's like, he's got the glow right now. He's got the glow. I'm going to go for Lauren.
Nah, man.
Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
I'm rooting for Wale, but in this category right now, I got to go with Gibbs, man. I just love the Bandana project. Freddie stepped it up. Him and Madlib, the lyricism, the flows.
Flat Tummy Tea.
I mean,
incredible.
He brought the best out of Pusha T and Paul Malov, even though that's Pusha's moment. But I just felt like we think of 2019 lyricism, Freddie Gibbs, man.
Okay, Scottie.
I can't do it. I can't do this. Even on my thing, it said like question mark. I can't do it because it's just I don't know if I can make this decision.
It's hard.
I love these two a lot. Actually, these are probably the top 2 people that I've been listening to as far as hip hop is concerned. Because R&B was taking over this year. Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. But these two have really. I don't know, Rob. What do you think?
It's tough because these are 2 titans. Again, Gibbs is a rapper's rapper.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think Wale is a rapper's rapper. Wale is definitely a rapper's rapper.
I get
dog.
it.
He's a wizard. He's a wizard. And he make hits.
Yeah, dog. And he make hits. I think
what
they're
song
so
from
far
Gibbs
reaching.
connected commercially, like you said? Don't move the goalposts.
To be fair,
You brought it back up.
okay,
You better
that's
go
fair.
ahead.
And it's not a. Go ahead. It's not necessarily a popularity contest, but I think that their skill levels are definitely on par. These are top tier lyricists.
Yes.
I gotta go with Wale.
Okay.
dog.
Oh,
When we're
really?
talking about range.
I just think
I
if you're
gotta go
talking about
Wale.
lyricism, you put a beat on, I feel like Freddie Gibbs is going to have
What
a better
about
moment.
what songs connected?
That's true. I agree. But I don't know, man. Like what he did to LA Leakers and a Bootleg Kev, I believe.
Yeah.
He just killed it. I was like, Freddie Gibbs is just from another planet, man.
I think Wale getting up on the Soul Train Awards and rapping Sue Me, which, we knew he was going to perform on Chill. That's a radio record. I think to get up there and do Sue Me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black and have everybody put the fist up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a rap record.
It is a rap record.
That's a moment. I got
That's a
chills
moment.
watching
That's
that.
a moment. Yep.
I'm gonna do Wale.
Oh,
So, yo.
I tried, Freddie. I tried.
Freddie, you know I ride hard. I just as far
man.
as variety, if we're talking about variety,
with Freddie
yeah.
Gibbs.
Wale can make them hits
He can-
too, dog. Freestyle.
B-dot,
rap.
I feel like B-Dot's about to do the
Make them
SpongeBob
hits,
meme.
man.
All right, I'm going to head out. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep dancing,
Let's do
man. Rapsody and DaBaby.
We're going to DaBaby.
DaBaby.
I'm going to
Are we
DaBaby.
sure this is not a popularity contest?
I'm going with DaBaby, man.
Are we sure this is not a popularity contest?
let's talk about that. Because wait,
I'm just asking the question.
I'm going with DaBaby,
Why?
man. Baby.
lyricism.
Yeah, lyricism.
Okay, what's up?
DaBaby has a lot of quotables. If you look on IG, this DaBaby. DaBaby got a lot of quotables.
But I mean,
And he
just
shows
because
some
of captions,
range.
I have a few captions of Rapsody actually on my page. If you scroll on Instagram, you can see them. Rapsody has tons of like.
No,
great.
I mean, just not because of that, but DaBaby makes great songs. He's showing some introspectiveness. His father passed. He had the intro as a single to the Kirk album. So, he's reaching deeper.
Right.
He's expressing himself.
He did show range on the intro.
Are you just more surprised that he would show range? Because Rapsody shows range. Tons of range and gets really deep and her hands dirty in every song.
She does. But then can she do what DaBaby does?
What, have a sense of humor?
Party and turn up and get like
she had joints. I don't think that those records are being pushed in that direction, but a joint like Whoopi, super bouncy, like if that was a 2 Chainz joint, just because of how the industry works and the expectations of who you have from each artist, like you don't necessarily expect that from Rapsody, but that joint was hard, man. And I'm gonna make a sister act up, and it's called Whoopi. Yeah. That's a bar in itself. Yeah.
I just think DaBaby has more things in his toolbox.
Yeah, I feel like, with Eve, like the record with her and Queen Latifah, like Queen Latifah started showing that, right? And I think when DaBaby was on the record, he owned every record he was on.
Right.
And if we're talking about 2019, I just got to give it to DaBaby. No disrespect to Rapsody.
Okay.
I don't want no smoke.
We're going to have the tie because I'm giving it to Rapsody. She said, man, I'm going to keep it a G and talk about it.
You don't want to get dissed.
I'm the best point blank, period, every month. Like, rap, just
period.
Like, listen, man.
Do you mind to flip a coin on that?
Period.
Nah, ain't no coin we got to flip. It's my show, so we're going to Rapsody.
Wow.
BGM too. Come on, man.
Baby gonna fuck you up.
Probably. All right, let's go. We just gotta move quickly. Cole and Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm going
Cole.
I mean, Meg had a great year,
she
but
did. This is a bracket buster, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Young M.A. and JID.
JID, man.
He's
down bad. Did you listen to that?
Look, but listen. I fuck with Young M.A. so hard. Maybe it's the Brooklyn in me. I fuck with JID too.
Go ahead and write JID on there.
First of all, it's my show. I was gonna write JID anyway.
Your shout
Listen,
out.
Who has this HP Styles in his hand? Me or you?
You're right.
All right.
For the record, for the bullshit.
Right.
All right, but look at what y'all did now.
Okay.
This is what y'all did now. JID versus J. Cole. Talk about it. Let's go. See, y'all did this. Now Dreamville gonna tear all y'all asses up.
Wow. The boss man.
You gotta go Cole, man. You got to. Just on the run he was on. Like, there was nothing technically that he didn't do right this year.
Right.
The features, the right features, even the Gangstar, like everything. Like the Middle Child, like you said. Like Middle Child's not even attached to any project. It's just, it's a dope song I wanted to put out. I put it out. Right. And it's rapping and he bodied it. You know what I'm saying?
Cole. You're not gonna be at Revenge of the Dreamers 4, man. This is the same family.
JID had a very consistent project.
He did.
Also, the features.
It also came out last year.
Oh,
came out very late last year. Came out November 26th, I believe.
Okay. But still, and also he was also on every feature on Revenge.
Yeah.
So. And he kind of bodied Cole a few times.
He got
Talk about it.
But I love Cole. Shout out to Cole.
We don't need a disclaimer.
You know what? I'll do Cole. Yep, Cole.
Yeah, I'm going with Cole, man. The teacher versus the student. I think Cole, man. Like, I think back to the Prove It record with Big Crit. That shit touched me, man.
Yeah.
Cole had a hot hand.
All right, man. We coming down to
Royce the 5'9", just like
Bob Lobo. That was last year.
Yeah, that was last
year. You got 2019. You gotta keep blinders on. All right. So on the other side, we have Wale and Rapsody.
Wale.
Wow, you said that real quick. You said that quicker than I expected you to.
I really loved I really loved Eve, but I really love Wale's project way more.
Wow.
I think it goes for the same reason. I think when you talk about the skill set of rap and Wale, we're talking about top tier lyricists. Everybody in here at this point is a top tier lyricist.
Absolutely.
And just what Wale was able to do with that album as far as kind of touching every aspect.
They have similar styles too, a little bit with the spoken word kind of flow, but Wale stepped it up with Wow, that's crazy, man.
This is tough. All right, so the finals, let's go. We get into it. Wale.
Wow.
It's Wale and Cole. It feel like 2010 all over again. It feel like beautiful bliss, baby. Wale and Cole. Who's the winner?
You go first, Scottie.
I can't go first. I don't even think we would be here.
Well, let's start with Hovain. Hovain, you had either Benny the Butcher or Wale.
I got Wale.
Benny is not here, so Wale is your pick.
Wale to win this whole thing. Like, you know, it was just like the Raptors last year, no matter what, they were just destined to win. He set it up with the EP, another EP, new label, new management. So just like everything aligned for him.
You know, what that got to do with the lyrics? You got to talk to me about lyrics, baby. Give me a bar or something.
Everything aligned for him. Everything aligned for him, man.
He wore a purple pair more jacket. We got to talk about the lyrics, man.
I think everything aligned for him. I think the music been there. He's just in a space now where it's like he's getting appreciated. He been super nice. He been a alien, an elite lyricist. So it was just like him settling into himself in a world, appreciating it.
Heard you. This is like False Prophets versus Groundhog Day.
I was about to say, this is like a real life version of it. Man, Wale, like Cole said, Wale got fans, but we talking 2019, man. I gotta give it to Cole. Like,
okay,
Queen's bias.
One Cole, one Wale. Scottie, let's go.
Oh gosh, this is hard. I'm a big stan for both of them, so I can't.
This is hard.
This is hard. Rob, what you think? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this, man. Again, this is a fan voted.
Yeah, the fans are on the side.
I think the fans are going to vote for. I think the fans. Yeah, we're definitely fans, but I think the overwhelming majority is going to vote for Cole. I think quite often these things end up being popularity contests. Like if we're being real, right?
Yeah.
I think Cole is going to win this. I've always been one to root for the underdog. And again, we're talking about two top tier MCs. I want to see Wale's name in that winner circle. Wow. So I'm going to put Wale. That's just how I feel. I was very moved. And the fact that Cole had the features, he had the Dreamers, but Wale really poured himself into a project with Wow, That's Crazy. And I felt like I got the totality of him this year. As Cole spent a lot of the year purposely fitting in on other people's to show that he had range. I just think this year I got the totality.
And it was the other way around for, I guess, Cole.
Right.
Where, there was range for Cole. We got to see him use his voice more as an instrument.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I loved it so much, because it was a different Cole. I've been a fan of Cole for years. So when I heard him on different songs and different producers, work with different people, I just was like, okay, well, what can't he do?
I just think that if we look back, history is going to show in 2019, if someone says 5 years from now, who was the top lyricist?
Right.
I can't say with a good conscience Wale was the guy.
Right.
I would have to give it to Cole.
What if somebody said in 2019 who had the album of the year?
Album of the year?
Cole didn't have an album.
He didn't have an album, but I'm talking about for this particular cadogory, I would have to go
Didn't
with
have
Cole.
an album proper.
Right.
Let me say. Okay, so y'all split. I already know what I'm gonna write. So it don't even matter what y'all say.
Why am I here?
It's right.
The fans are gonna vote this.
I'm a big.
This is where we're gonna go.
Do that.
We're gonna say, wow.
Wow. ...
That's Wale.
Wale.
That's
Wale.
Wow.
I picked the winner.
We're gonna get so much hate for this.
Send Rob Markman all your hate mail.
Y'all gonna sit here, y'all gonna complain about this show, y'all gonna debate, y'all gonna get mad at us. You're wasting your energy
so much
because
energy.
You can't change the show, but what you can affect is the bracket. So y'all gonna go to the Genius IG and y'all gonna vote. It almost doesn't matter what we say here, it's up to y'all. But leave your notes in the comments. I'm gonna be right there talking with y'all. Shout out to this HP Spectre. I'm taking this home, and I'll see y'all next week for the record.